Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of KigerCraft. I'm KigerCraft, and Gearin is around here somewhere. I wonder where he is. Anyways, we got a cool episode today. Enchanted a bow, like I said last time, and I got a really awesome one. Flame 1, Punch 2, and Power 4. And the dragon better watch out. I got the weapons. But if you remember last time, I finished the front gates and made a couple changes. Looking pretty good. Put the emerald blocks up there because I'm thinking that a lot of this stuff is going to be gray, and I wanted to kind of put a splash of color in there to kind of, represent a castle. It would be like a lord or a king, and they would be, they would be rich. So let's go ahead and close this. I'm going to use the emerald blocks to kind of spruce things up and make it look more fancy. So completed it. I did the top. There's a sheep up there. I did the top originally with stairs, and I didn't really like that, so I removed the stairs and I put half slabs up there, and I think that looks a lot better. The other one was just a little too pointy, but got everything cleaned up. Looks really good. Got the lever over here on the wall. Everything looks super good. Everything works too. So awesome. All right, so today we are going to work in here. This is going to be where the main sort of keep is. So I've got a circle here that I want to start. This is my my marker here. So I'm going to lay this out here. So we've got 1 and then 2. 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Yes. 1, 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm actually modifying this. Technically, this is supposed to be 7, but I want to put in a really big door here. So I want it to be, I'm thinking 4 wide, and then that would give me 2 blocks on either side. Because if it was 7, it would be odd, and I don't know how I feel about that. So we're just going to go with this. 1, 2. Oops, nope, not there. So this is what we're going to do today. And there we go. Those blocks are in perfect place. All right, cool. Everything worked out. And I'll go ahead and remove 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't have wood on me. So we'll just put dirt there for now. All right, so this is going to be the circle, and it's going to go up pretty high. But that's what I've got. So we're going to start pillaring up. So there were a couple things that I was going to talk about today. Zombies. Ugh, creeper. Stupid creepers. One of the things that I've been seeing recently is a lot of people have been talking about patents and copyright, because there was a situation with I forget who makes Torchlight. I think it's Runic Games. Oh, this is going to kill me. Uh-oh. Crap. Oh, good I didn't die. That was scary. Where there was a company in China that apparently ripped off all of their assets for Torchlight and released it as their own game. And from what I've been seeing, there's a lot of confusion between copyright and patents and things like that. Copyright is more of like a, our game, to be, for example, Torchlight, you can't, reproduce Torchlight and try and sell it as your own game. And, Zynga is notorious for this. But actually, technically what Zynga does isn't, put that over there, isn't necessarily wrong per se. It may not be cool, but they're not ripping the game assets off. They're copying the idea of the game, and it's not really... Oh, crap, shouldn't have done that. The laws don't cover the ideas for games, because otherwise, you could go back and say, oh, well, so-and-so had this idea, and they were the first one to do it, so, really they own the game. No, it has to do more with assets, because, I mean, if you could just copy the idea for a game, which seems quite silly, there would only be one shooter, one NFL game, one NHL game, one strategy, one puzzle, because that sort of genre is, owned by somebody. But that's not how things work. So, and I think that a lot of people don't really, okay, this looks good, don't really understand the difference. Because, like, if you can have a hack and slash game, that's cool. But you can't copy, like, a specific hack and slash game, with, like, similar characters. You have to come up with your own stuff. You have to put your own flair on it. And that's what I think a lot of people are missing. So I don't think I really said that very eloquently as well as I had thought I did. Today's been kind of a long day, so whoops. So we are recording this a little bit later than we normally have. I got called away to do some computer stuff, and whew, boy, it's gonna worn me out. But okay, gotta keep going here. It's looking pretty good. It's pretty high. That's what I wanted. I wanted everything to be on a really grand scale. Yeah, there's lots and lots of clicking going on. I do apologize. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go out and get a different mouse, because I have a Logitech G500, which is a really awesome mouse. It's got great resolution. It's like 4000 DPI. It's got weights, so I have it custom weighted, but the clicking is so crap. Oh no! I'm all the way back at the treehouse. Okay, well, let me go ahead and go back to the castle, and I'll cut, and we'll come back when I get back there. Okay, I'm back. Take a quick jaunt through the nether, but gotta pay more attention to life. Life is important. Aw, Gearin gathered all my stuff in a chest. Alright, now I gotta put all this stuff back in proper order. Torches there. Boots, pants, pick, axe, this, and then the rest of the stuff can go like that. Bread goes there. Okay. Shift clicking armor is awesome. Alright, but essentially what I was trying to say before I died was, come up with your own ideas, or certain genres have established ideas that gamers expect. You can't really patent those, but, add your own flair to things, and this isn't necessarily for people, but, for more like companies and game developers, things like that, people like new things, but they expect certain things. So, there is a line, but it's more of like a philosophical thing. So I don't think that came out as eloquently as I had hoped. What do you think? Not really? Yeah. But I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But, having flirted with developing games in the past, it's important to make something your own and not rely on the ideas of others. But, or at least the assets, come up with your own stuff. That's the whole reason why you're doing something creative. If you're just gonna copy something, you know, then why even bother? There's already that something. Unless you're going to do something similar and improve upon it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. People are probably going to yell at me in the comments. I swear, I'm trying to be nice. But another thing that I saw recently on Reddit was someone who sent a letter to Steam support because if you haven't noticed or didn't bother to read, which most people didn't, but I knew about the changes before. Steam updated their terms of use, I guess is what it would be called, for Steam, to pretty much say that you can never sue them, and you know, if anything ever happens, it's not their fault, and you can't file a class action lawsuit. Yeah, it didn't die. And then we'll just fill this in. Boop. And somebody sent a letter to Steam's support team saying that, you know, if he didn't accept the new terms and he canceled his account, would he still be able to play his games? And the answer effectively was no. They said that, you know, if you deactivate your Steam account, which is what they would do in that case, you didn't accept the terms of service, it would be permanently deactivated and would never be able to be reactivated, which means that you would no longer have access to your games. And that led a lot of people to kind of realize that, you know, when you buy products and things from Steam and whatnot, you're not buying the product, you're buying a license to use the product. And I know this is kind of counterintuitive, but it's the same thing. Ooh, this looks nice. I like this very much. It's not the same thing as when you, or it is the same thing when you buy a physical copy of a game. You're buying a license to use the game, not the game itself. The company owns the software, you're just buying a license to use it. So a lot of people were surprised by that, but I don't know if, like, I'm just different, but I knew about that. Oh, hi there, Creeper. Oh, that made me so nervous. So, you know, it really sucks, but it's unfortunate that, you know, even with how crappy it is, a lot of judges have backed up the assertion that when you buy a piece of software and it's under a license, you don't own it. You don't have the right to resell it. You don't have the right to effectively sell your physical copy to another person, which I think is pretty crappy. But that is pretty much what the whole Steam thing was about. It's a platform for buying access to games. You're not buying the games yourself, and actually you can't buy the games, even if you buy a physical copy. It's not the actual game itself. I really do hope that, you know, the sort of nightmare scenario where if Steam were to pull a Zynga and, you know, kind of like vaporize overnight, that, you know, something would be done. But in this sort of cloud-connected world we live in now, that's kind of a scary thought. That your stuff that you paid, you know, $60, now $70 for would just poof disappear overnight, and you would have no recourse to get it back. There would be no way, unless the company decided. Oh, it's raining. It's been raining a lot more recently, ever since the patch. And there would effectively be no way to get it back unless the company decided to, oh, hey, send, you know, physical copies to you, which, you know, pretty much would never happen. Options, video settings, particles. There we go. I still have the sound. Minimal. Ah, there we go. Very nice. So, and I guess it was kind of surprising because the whole thing with Zynga is, that's a very big and very popular company. They make Farmville and a whole bunch of other really popular games on Facebook, and their stock just like poop. It just went nowhere. It dropped from like 50% in like a single day of trading, and I guess they're being investigated now for potential shady stock trading practices. But it's kind of scary. And then there's also that incident with the Wired journalist whose life was pretty much erased by a hacker, because all of his things were connected to the cloud. And, that got me thinking, it's like, if we're just buying licenses for these games and we're not owning the games themselves, it's not going to be, the future isn't going to be like the past, where you can go out in the garage, brush off a copy of your favorite old school game and play it. Could you imagine what it would be like if you had to connect to the internet to play Zelda, and that game was no longer supported and had been supported for years? It would be really disappointing. And that's the unfortunate thing, is that's where games are heading. So it's kind of like a downer, but at the same time, this has been going on, but nobody really said anything about it. So, and now we're all here, and everybody's like, hey, how did this happen? And it's just been slow progression. So it's kind of disappointing, and I really hope that, in the future, game companies will change their mind about their current business practices, but I'm not, how do you say this? I'm not hopeful. I'm not going to hold my breath. But let's go over here, check this out, see how it looks. Got a few spots under here. And then I got to figure out what to do with this. Not really sure. This is a really cool floating gun thingy. This is a really cool kind of jet out thing, or a little protrusion. I want to do something with it, but I'm not sure what. I think I'm going to put like a small tower here or something like that, like a viewing room so you can see out across the land, and the other tower over there. So, yes. All right. But let's see. I need to eat. Starving. Let's go out, down. Ooh, scary. And across a bit. So essentially what I'm planning for this is that this is going to be kind of like a dome-shaped thing here. I'm going to come across here, and we're going to connect all of this stuff together. And this is all going to be the inside. I'm going to rework this, so it's going to be very, very tall sort of columns. And then this here is going to be all gutted, and it'll be turned into the rest of the castle. And then, there'll be stairs that'll go up into here. I'm pretty much going to haul this whole thing out. So it's going to look really, really awesome when it's all done, I think. But I'm kind of having a little bit of trouble visualizing how it's going to be in my head. As I do it, I'm kind of coming up with it. But I've never seen anything like this before. It's just kind of something that appeared in my head, and coming up with it is very hard, because when being creative, one of the hardest things for me is getting what's in my head out in a representation that I'm happy with, because I'm extremely picky, and if it doesn't look perfect, then I have a hard time liking it. Like the gate and everything, this is almost exactly how I had imagined it, and that's why I'm super happy with this. So, oh, hi, Piggy. I just noticed this pig here. That's weird. So I'm really happy with that, and I really hope that the rest of this kind of goes the same way. Somebody said in one of our other videos in the comments that I should get like a reference, like a real world reference, and I'm thinking I might do that, but the problem is, I just can't find anything that's sort of like what I wanted, because I think what I've come up with, no, I don't want those there. What I've come up with is kind of unique. If anybody, if anybody has anything like where it's like a castle built into the side of a mountain that's not Helm's Deep from, oh, there's an Enderman out there, Helm's Deep from the Lord of the Rings, that's about the only thing that I've found that is sort of like what I'm trying to do here, but not exact. So if anybody has any ideas or anything like that, leave it in the comments, absolutely, and I will definitely take a look at it. This pig here cracks me up. But yeah, got so much work to do, and then I gotta figure out how we're gonna light this thing. I'm thinking the main source of lighting might be redstone lamps. Pumpkins. That is another option. It's something we'll have to look at. Pumpkins are another good thing. Thousands of pumpkins. No, not thousands of pumpkins. But I'm like I said, I'm going for a real old school look. Eventually, when this is more done, I want to go through here and replace a whole bunch of these stone bricks with cracked stone and mossy cobblestone to give it kind of an aged look. But I'm really liking the grand scale of everything here. And then in the middle here, we're gonna have two very large doors, maybe up to there. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 blocks high or so. I was thinking originally 8, but now that I've actually got the scale on this thing, I'm thinking it's gonna have to be higher. But we're eventually gonna have to just dig all this stuff out. So all this is gonna go, all this dirt here. And I'm probably gonna break my super spoon in the process. Yay, I has a door. All right, so that's gonna be all for today. We're gonna work on this probably in a live stream that's gonna be coming up soon. I'm not gonna commit to it because we're still trying to work it out. This weekend has been very busy, so I haven't had as much time as I'd like to get the stream up and running 100% like I wanted to. So my apologies on that. But do keep your eyes peeled. I do want to do one in the next couple days. So again, thank you everybody for watching our video. Remember to like and comment. Let me know if you guys can find anything about castles and mountains. And we will see you next time. Take care.